hash the curious case of Congressman Gonzalez, a Democrat's embrace of El Salvador's authoritarian leader. The political landscape is often a tapestry of unexpected alliances, but few are as striking as the partnership between Texas Democrat Vicente Gonzalez and El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele. Gonzalez, co-chair of a congressional caucus, has actively promoted Bukele, a leader increasingly criticized for his authoritarian tendencies and human rights abuses. This seemingly incongruous relationship raises serious questions about the priorities and principles guiding centrist Democrats in the current political climate. The caucus, co-chaired by Gonzalez and far-right Republican Ana Paulina Luna, who, notably, introduced a bill to add Donald Trump's face to Mount Rushmore, has used its X account to amplify calls for the impeachment of corrupt judges. This rhetoric, echoing Trump's own attacks on the judiciary, is particularly concerning given the context of Bukele's actions. Bukele's presidency has been marked by a dramatic erosion of democratic institutions. In May 2021, he unceremoniously removed the country's attorney general and 5 Supreme Court judges, a move swiftly condemned by the Biden administration. The State Department subsequently labeled Bukele's hand-picked replacements as undemocratic and corrupt actors, with the U.S. Charge d'Affaires warning of a decline in democracy in El Salvador. This blatant disregard for the rule of law is a stark contrast to the democratic values Gonzalez ostensibly espouses. Further fueling controversy is Bukele's involvement in the deportation of hundreds of Venezuelans to El Salvador, where they've been incarcerated in notoriously brutal prisons, despite evidence suggesting many have no gang affiliations. Families of those deported claim that alleged gang tattoos were merely religious symbols or football team logos, highlighting the potential for misidentification and injustice. This situation underscores a troubling pattern of disregard for due process and basic human rights under Bukele's regime. Bukele's popularity among segments of the U.S. far-right further complicates the narrative. His authoritarian style, strongman tactics, and embrace of cryptocurrencies resonate with those who admire a forceful approach to governance, regardless of its impact on democratic principles. Gonzalez's alignment with this perspective raises critical questions about his political judgment and his commitment to upholding democratic values. Gonzalez's own political record reveals a penchant for striking conservative positions. He was one of only 2 Democrats to vote in favor of a Trump-backed bill withholding federal funding from schools that allow transgender athletes to compete with girls. His initial resistance to the Biden administration's environmental legislation, before ultimately supporting it, further demonstrates a willingness to deviate from traditional Democratic positions. The convergence of these factors, Gonzalez's support for Bukele, the caucus's inflammatory rhetoric, Bukele's human rights record, and Gonzalez's own conservative leanings, presents a complex and troubling picture. It raises fundamental questions about the shifting political landscape, the blurred lines of partisan allegiance, and the potential erosion of democratic values within the U.S. political system itself. Gonzalez's actions serve as a case study in the complexities and contradictions of modern American politics, urging a closer examination of the compromises made in the name of political expediency. This unusual alliance underscores a deeper trend: the apparent negotiation of human rights and democratic principles in the Trump era, both domestically and internationally. As the U.S. grapples with its own internal political challenges and the rise of authoritarianism globally, Gonzalez's support for Bukele serves as a stark reminder of the potential fragility of democratic norms and the crucial need for vigilance in safeguarding fundamental freedoms. The situation demands critical analysis, prompting a deeper understanding of the motivations behind this unlikely partnership and its broader implications for the future of democracy. The question remains, at what cost is political pragmatism achieved, and what compromises are we willing to accept in the face of growing authoritarianism, both at home and abroad? The answer is not easily found, but the debate is essential.